Hey everyone, welcome! This is going to be a series where we build a full e-commerce app from scratch using Draftbit. Start to finish, no prior experience needed. We'll go step by step, prompting the AI to generate our first draft, wiring up the backend with Supabase, fixing up the UI, etc., and eventually publishing the app. In the first video, we're going to get our project started, picking our AI model, setting up the prompt and everything. So let's dive in. So we start on the dashboard. We're going to select the Create App in New Project. You can select already existing project or start a new one. And then let's start picking our AI agent and model. I'll pick on Claude Code, and you can see the drop-down showing all the available models, each with a price and performance indicators, so you know roughly what you're working with. Next to that, there is an option to attach a reference image if we have a design or mockup we want the AI to use. We'll skip that for now. Then we pick our platform, mobile, web, or new Astro-powered website option. Since we're building a mobile e-commerce app, we'll select mobile. Now let's paste in our prompt. This prompt outlines the screens we want, like home screen, product detail screen, like checkout screen, cart screen, and profile account screen. So once that's in, we hit start building. This takes us to the Choose a Starter UI screen. Since we're building e-commerce, we'll select the e-commerce starter template, but there are a lot of other starter UIs as well. So this e-commerce starter template comes already with product discovery, favorites, and cart screens built in as a base. And after selecting it, we wait a few seconds while the project and preview sandbox gets created. You'll see the steps like creating app, initializing sandbox, and setting up dependencies, etc. And before we land in the actual builder, there's a short onboarding wizard that walks through setup. So in step 1, welcome, super simple, just confirms your app name and lets you add an optional short description. And the second one is backend. This is where you decide where your data is actually going to live. We've got a few options. You can spin up a brand new Supabase backend right here. We're going to select that. Or connect to an existing backend provider, or connect a REST or GraphQL API if you already get one. And once you pick, say, new Supabase, it'll actually provision it live. Then it confirms everything is connected before moving on. In the step 3 AI gateway, this is about how AI usage gets built. You can use your own existing AI subscription, bring your own API key, or just use Draftbit credits with zero setup. Credits are easiest if you don't want to deal with any of that. And step 4 is the agent defaults. Here's where you actually pick which coding agent builds your app. Right now it's Claude Code or OpenAI Codex, and within that you pick a specific model. This is where you'll see options like, Cloud Opus, Grok, DeepSeek, etc., each with a rough cost indicator again. And in step 5, there's integrations. This is optional but pretty cool. You can connect tools your agent can actually use while building. You can also connect Figma instead of using a screenshot for your designs. This is where you get your app's visual identity, color palette, and typography, and it actually shows you a live preview on a real mock screen, so you can see exactly how your choices will look before committing. If everything looks good, then we just review the theme and select Apply Theme. Then continue to set up. So we see our first prompt and we continue. Shows you a quick summary. So this just confirms your app build has officially started. Here we've got the canvas in the center and the AI chat on the right. At first you'll see the starter template we picked, and the AI is already working in the background to update it based on our prompt. And importantly, you can keep working on other things while it runs. Let's view all our screens at once, and once the AI starts making real changes, we can visit here again. Let's go back to one screen. And once the AI starts making real changes, we can compare the saved version against the working version to see exactly what's changed. Still making some changes. Now looking at our generated screens and comparing, I noticed some product images missing icons. Tab bar icons are missing. We can just ask the AI to fix this directly. But before that, let's quickly check our updated screens. Okay, now let's ask AI to fix the missing icons and images. For this, instead of continuing in the same thread, I'm creating a new thread. It's always more efficient to start fresh threads for distinct tasks rather than keep stacking prompts in one long thread. So we put our prompts here. You can also pick a different model from the drop down here. I'll go with, again, a lighter model just to save on credits since this is a smaller fix. And we're gonna wait. So we can see that icons are now in place, and we're waiting on the missing images on the home screen. Great, now once the fix is done, we can save the changes. And later we can look back at our commit history to see everything we've saved. So this save history is available right in the builder if you want to check it anytime. So we're going to provide a title for our first initial commit and hit save. Cool. So let's take a quick look at the app results. And actually that wraps up part 1. So in the upcoming video, we will cover the Supabase instance that was automatically created for us and more. So I'll see you in the next video.